You were caught by the Kremlin propaganda. I had a lot of messages from the foreigners telling me that 80% of Russians support Putin and support the war. This is not it. We really had a poll made by the Russian government saying that 80% of Russian people, ordinary civilians, support it, but we were not asked about that. I had no friends, I have no relatives, and I don't have any connections to the friends of my friends who supports it. So where have they taken that 80%? The reality is there are only 20 to 25% of Russian civilians, including Russian government workers and relatives to the Russian troopers, who do really support the war. They do really support Putin, they do really support this special operation, but why do we keep silent? We're keeping silent because we can get to the jail. I had 2 warnings, just me. The third one, I'll have possibility to go to jail for 13 years just to say the word war, война in Russian. I want you, my fellow foreigners, to believe that we support the war. They want you to hate us, and they want us hating you for that. It's like with the situation with Airbnb, where they forbid to use their application for Russians even abroad, though Russians were using this application to get as fucking far away from the crazy dictator as they can. But now they can't do it. They can see the prices abroad. They can see the options where they can escape to, just because if you were born Russian, they forbid you to use the application. They forbid you to be human. This is the segregation. Me, for an example, I am free to say that I hate Putin, I hate war, that he was going and he's going after. I want a bullet in his head. I don't want him to see as a president or a human being. I want him to be jailed, to be suffered like we did, like Ukrainians do that. But it is more difficult for me to escape now, because I don't see any options where I can rent a house, rent a flat, and etc, etc, etc. In this way, makes me to hate foreigners for hating me. Of course, I'm not doing that. I understand why Ukrainians can hate me and may hate me, but they do not, because I have friends and relatives out there, and we call each other day by day. But ordinary companies abroad, not reading the news, not reading the real situation in Russia, the real Russian opinion, forbids me to do something. That's a segregation. That's like the US had in 30s with black people. So now, if I go abroad, I will be the person non grata. You to stop hating us, ordinary civilians, ordinary Russians, for being Russians. We do not support this operation. We do not support Putin. He took our money, our taxes. He was not asking us about that. He's not still asking us about that. If we say our opinion about that, they can just take you out of the train and get you to jail for 2 or 3 days, 2 times, and then you go to the jail for 13 years. That's why a lot of Russians are being afraid to say any word in the net. As our government closes the platforms like Facebook, Twitter, they're going to close YouTube. They have plans for it, because we have YouTube here, the Russian analog to the YouTube. The goal is to make you hate ordinary Russians and make this plan, this crazy idea of Russians hating you instead, because you started to hate me, for an example. And I'm openly free to tell you the truth about that I don't support it. I am transferring my money out of Russia because I don't want to pay taxes, or I'll pay taxes just buying stuff, but I'm not paying any taxes to the banks, etc, etc, etc. I'm not opening any businesses here. I'm not doing any deals here because I found a way not to do that. I would rather give this taxes, this 13%, if I convert rubles to dollars to the black market, instead of giving that to my government that will invest them into the tanks, into these planes, into an army, because I don't. So please stop this segregation with the Russian citizens. We want to escape this country. We want to stop the war. We want to move out. We're looking for the way, and you are closing these ways like Airbnb did yesterday. I was not expecting a lot of people telling me that there are a lot of Russians, 80% of Russians supporting this war. No, we're not. This is the government poll. They can write anything they want. I have no friends, no relatives, no friends of friends, no friends of the friends of the friends, no friends of the friends of the friends of their parents who had a call or who was invited to make an entry into this. So before believing in the propaganda, just ask yourself if this is true and you're not being caught by the Kremlin propaganda. They are professionals in it. They are truly professionals, and I see a lot of foreigners being caught by their manipulation, and you do really hate us for that. Why? We did nothing wrong. We were paying taxes and we were robbed by President Putin, who's not my president. I'm not thinking that he is a president after what he has done and what he was doing with us and have been doing with us for the past 20 years. But what can I do? What can my brother do that has a Ukrainian friend and they're calling each other while Russian troopers bombing his place at 17 years old? What can my neighbor do? I've literally seen myself, people being caught by the police officer. I've seen people being called out and took out to the police stations from their apartments, from their houses. I've read about it. I've seen it myself. What can we do? We're living in the dictatorship. Have you seen North Korea? We're not in North Korea yet, but this is going to come. Do people out there can do something? No. This is the same freaking situation. So stop believing that Russians do support it. We're trying to survive. We're trying to move out if we have any possibility, but you stop this migration. Doing that, you're making Putin's plan into the real life like he wants. You're supporting Putin. You're not supporting the peace or Russian civilians. I would gladly go into the Ukrainian states, like to Kiev, and help them after the war as I can. But how can I do it right now? I can't just go and tell, hey Putin, stop the war please. You're being too maniac about that. We can't do that. We can't even write. I've been told by the police officers twice and warned that I had to stop that. I know that my case at the FSB, this is the rationale to FBI, I have the third warning, and that's it for me for 13 years, like Navalny is sitting. So stop the segregation, help Russian people to escape their own country, help them to survive, help them to kill the Nazi propaganda that's coming out from the castle, the Red Castle.